Good morning. It's a beautiful spring day. It's 8 a.m. This is our life in Tokyo. Welcome to our room. I like to call it the shoebox. It's 11 meters squared, so it's pretty tiny. And after 4 years living here, it is just like overflowing with just too much stuff that we've accumulated. The place is a share house. It's owned by a company called Oak House. It's foreigner-friendly accommodation in Japan. And for our room, which is in this part of Tokyo and this size, it costs about 88,000 a month. Although we have a van, as you know, so we actually have to pay an extra 23,000 for a car parking spot just around the corner. Not the end of the world. In the middle of Tokyo, it kind of run you about 40,000 a month. So it is what it is. Living in a share house is pretty good. We've got our tiny little room and everyone else has the same kind of room, right? But we share all the kitchens and the bathrooms and like the living room and stuff like that. We're not going to dress it up. The room's a little bit messy. There's cords everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. This is the reality.
So as you can see next to me, Roy has already started work for the day. We are both really lucky that we both work from home. Roy is a software engineer and I work for a tourism media company as the YouTube video producer. So yeah, we're both really lucky that way. If you watch other videos of ours, you will know that we pretty much just show traveling around in our van on the weekends because that's really what we love to do, what we love to show on YouTube. But yeah, this is our everyday life as well in Tokyo. We've been here in Tokyo for 4 years now, and you know, the city has been really good at finding jobs. It's been really good in the share house as well for making friends, both non-Japanese and Japanese alike. But if you also saw our last video, you'll know that we said we're looking to move to the countryside because yeah, it's time. We really love the countryside. So that is exciting, and this video serves more as kind of like a snippet, a memory of, you know, everyday life as it has been in Tokyo. So yeah, Roy exclusively pretty much works from home. Me, not so much. Sometimes I have to film, and then also we do have 1 day a week where everyone goes in. It's not compulsory, but everyone goes in and co-works together if they want. So that is where I am off to today. So as I'm walking to the train station, I thought I'd just give a little bit more context about what I do for work. So back in Australia, I did a science degree and then I did my postgrad in a Master of Teaching. And then basically as soon as I finished that, we came to Japan on a working holiday. And well, we stayed a while in Japan and we thought, this is great. So then we decided to stay longer and I switched on over to a working visa and I was being an English teacher, and that was fine. I mean, I really love teaching, but it didn't feel like a long-term career. So I finished off my contract with that company and I thought, okay, maybe I could be a science teacher in an international school. But I thought, I really like videography and photography and I'd love to have a career in this. So maybe right now I'll shoot my shot, and if that doesn't work, then maybe I'll try the science teaching. And it just so happened, luckily at that time, Tokyo Cheapo, my current company, had a job posting for the YouTube video producer. So I applied for it. I did a bunch of interviews, I did some paid trial videos, and I got hired. So that's been 1.5 years now. But anyways, we're almost at the train station, so let's go to work. It takes me about 40 minutes to commute into the city, but luckily, because I'm not going in early, the trains aren't too packed. We'll see where I work soon, but first, let's check back in with Roy.
So about my job. The title says I'm a software engineer, but more specifically, I'm a front-end web developer. For anyone that doesn't know what that means, I just make pretty websites. And so my company is all about esports, or making esports flourish in Japan, because currently it's not as popular here as it is in North America or Europe or something like that. And this job is just so suited for me, and I work so passionately at my job because I play games. It's just what I do, right? And so being able to mix my passion of like programming and gaming and like be bantering with my coworkers about games and stuff like that, it's just super, super cool. Speaking of my coworkers, I work with both Japanese and non-Japanese people, and I have such a solid team at the moment. And about the company itself, of course, it's Japanese for like visa sponsorships and stuff like that. but it's actually pretty chill. You hear so many horror stories about certain Japanese companies and all that, but it's a pretty good environment. So maybe if there's anyone out there who is looking for their first tech job in Japan, what kind of helped me is that I already had 3 years experience as a web developer back in Australia before applying for my first tech job here in Japan. And I've kind of seen other friends and acquaintances try and land their first tech job here with no experience, and it can be quite difficult. Speaking of finding a job, you can use sites such as Tokyo Dev or Japan Dev, or even just looking at LinkedIn. That's where I found my job.
While Roy works away at home, I arrive at the office for the day. My company uses a co-working space in Tokyo, and honestly, it's really nice to work from. As the video producer, I oversee everything to do with the Tokyo Cheapo YouTube channel, from planning videos to editing or getting files ready for others to edit, to probably my favorite part of the job, filming with my co-workers at places in and around Tokyo. For the co-working day, everyone comes and goes as they like. As well as the YouTube channel, Tokyo Cheapo is also a website and on Instagram, so we have a mix of people working together, including writers, social media creators, and business managers. For lunch, everyone usually eats together. Sometimes we just grab a ready-to-go meal from the supermarket, but today we were feeling a little bit more fancy and went out to a restaurant together.
Alrighty, well, I just got back from the supermarket. I picked up a bento, super cheap, super convenient. Aimee's probably having like a scrumptious lunch out with her co-workers in the city. But for me, it's just a quick and convenient bento. I got it, this one is packed full of veggies and it's like only 460 yen or something like that. So good. Anyway, look at this shopping bag we got. We got it from one of the supermarket register ladies. She like sees us come in every day and she's like, oh, do you guys like Shiba Inu? And we're like, yeah. So she gave us this. It's her dog and like a little omiyage from the trip she goes to on the weekend. It's gonna be a real shame when we move out of Tokyo, because this kind of thing we have going with the supermarket people, it just really makes us feel like part of the community. I hope when we move out we can kind of get a similar thing going there. Anyway, I'll just eat my bento and then it's just back to work for the afternoon. I guess we'll see you after work.
After work, it's time to get the body moving with bouldering. We go about once a week to this small local gym in our neighborhood. Even though we've been going for a couple of years, we are easily still the most beginner at the gym. But it feels good to move the body, and the community is so lovely, with everyone always cheering each other on.
Yeah. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Nice, nice, nice.
We usually spend an hour or two climbing before it's time to go home for dinner.
Tonight's dish is chijimi, a Korean dish, which is kind of nice. We've never done this before. It's looking, like it's going to turn out all right.
Maybe. We've already messed up because the portion size is quite small and we are hungry.
Yeah, this is just how we usually spend our nights, cooking in the kitchen at the sharehouse. It's got a nice, cozy vibe to it.
Well, that concludes a long day in Tokyo, but in our very next video, we are off to the countryside in Nagano, Japan to go house hunting. So definitely hit subscribe for that one, and we will see you then. Bye bye!